Hey, what's up guys? It's TechZoomer talking to you here. And in today's video, I want to talk about the Apple Watch Ultra, the first gen Apple Watch Ultra. Yes, my watch right here. This Apple Watch is the first gen. I've had it since last year, since the iPhone 14 Pro Max came out. And this is kind of 1 year review slash is it still worth buying? Because I've seen lots of people talk about the Apple Watch Ultra 2 and its new features, and I made a video comparing the Apple Watch Ultra 2 to the Apple Watch first gen, the Ultra one, but I've got so many comments saying, oh my god, I wish I could upgrade, oh my god, I think I will upgrade because of the new double tap feature, because of the new brightness, but I just want to tell you, calm down, the Apple Watch Ultra first gen is still a great product, I still like it a lot, and I think it's still worth buying right now. If you are not those guys that have infinite money to spend, they'll buy the iPhone 15 Pro Max or the Pro Max model every year, the newest and shiniest Apple Watch every year, the newest and shiniest MacBook every year. In today's video, I will try to explain to you why I think the Apple Watch Ultra might be the better option for you. So, if you are excited, do not forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Roll the intro. So, the Apple Watch Ultra first gen came out last year, and I've been using this for the last year. And I can tell you that this has been one of the best Apple products I ever bought. Ever. This watch has completely surpassed all the expectations that I had for it. It's really good. Trust me, really, really good. Still, after 1 year later, it lasts me 2 days of battery. The battery health on this watch is insane still, which is just ridiculous. Like the Apple Watch Ultra, after 1 year of charging day off, day on, day off, day on, it's still at 100% battery health, which is insane. So in terms of battery duration, battery life expectancy, and battery life, the Apple Watch Ultra is a champ. Of course, it's one of its main features, so it should be a really good one. But even more than that, the action button, the new speaker system, the new design and premium materials such as titanium and sapphire make the Apple Watch Ultra first gen still really, really on date. Because, I don't know, the current gen iPhone 15 Pro Max, this one right here, is still made out of titanium, the same material that the Apple Watch Ultra is made of. So Apple is moving towards titanium. And the Apple Watch Ultra first gen was the first product, the pioneer using titanium. This one is anodized, this one is brushed, but I don't have lots of damage in this titanium. This is anodized, so it shows damage and scratches more easily than the brushed titanium on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But I think, right now, if I'm looking at it, I don't see tons of scratches. Maybe some markings out of like cement walls or other things, because I've used this watch a ton. I went to the sea, I went to the mountains, everywhere. I've treated this watch like it should be treated. So I gotta say that in all of those scenarios, the Apple Watch Ultra behaved perfectly. No scratches on the screen, no cracks, no visible damage, maybe some very tiny scratches on the titanium, the anodized one, but no problem. The action button was the only thing that probably was not the best in the last year. Like, I've never used it. I don't know. Let's see if I will use it on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Now we have the action button on the iPhone 15 Pro Max instead of the ringer switch button. So let me see if the camera can focus. Here, let me see if the camera can focus. There, you can see it. Now we have the action button on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But when compared to the action button of the Apple Watch Ultra, this one right here, you can see there, this action button was not that useful because, I don't know, it's so big, but at the same time so easily triggered that, I don't know, I don't use it a lot. If I put like a start to workout for walking, then it will constantly start new workouts because I constantly click it with my wrist. I put my Apple Watch on my right wrist, and of course, when I suddenly just decide to flex my hand like this, it hits the action button. As you can see, it hits the action button and, well, it will activate it. If I have any type of contact here, well, I will be calling that contact like 3 times, 4 times, 5 times an hour. And if I have other action, I will be triggering this action very often, even when I don't want to. Like 95% of the time, I don't want to do it and it triggers. The other 5, it's useful. So I decided to turn it off and I never turned it on again for the last year. So it was a quick, nice feature on the first 2 weeks, but then I gave up. So let's hope the story is different for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But if you want to know more, do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my full review on that phone. But Keeping on, the Apple Watch Ultra was also really good on its display. The display of the Apple Watch Ultra surpassed all my expectations and even more. Apple announced this display with a 2000 nits peak brightness display. It was the first time that Apple actually put a 2000 nit peak brightness display on an Apple Watch. It's insane. Trust me, outside, when working out. And this was one of my biggest gripes with the older generation Apple Watch. I came from an Apple Watch Series 4, so a pretty old one. But still, when I was outside working out with tons of sunlight shining through my display, I couldn't see anything. And I had to stop my workout if I wanted to. So if I was riding my bike, I don't know, in the middle of a road, in the middle of a mountain, I had to be very focused looking forward, like riding your bike. And you cannot be taking your eyes from the road or from the mountain or from the path to look at your stats. But if you want to know your heart rate, your distance, how much is left, your navigation, you had to look and then turn your wrist because you need to turn on that display at maximum brightness. You cannot trust the always on display on that. And even so, with tons of sunlight, you couldn't see anything. That was a pretty big problem. But now, with the Apple Watch Ultra, 2000 nits peak brightness, no more issues. So, this is a really good feature in my opinion, and I think it's really big on the Apple Watch Series 9. If you are going to buy the Series 9, keep in mind that now that Apple Watch will also have the 2000 nits peak brightness display. So I think you will love it. Outside, it's amazing. Inside, it's incredible. And now the Apple Watch Ultra also has a very neat feature, which is the always-on neat display. So the Series 9 features it, the Ultra features it, because whenever I went to some place dark, like a theater or the cinema, I had trouble with it because the always-on display would be too bright and I had to turn on the theater mode. So it was a small complaint that I have about this Apple Watch first gen that was fixed with the second gen. Other than that, I don't see any big feature, any flagship feature on the Series 2 Apple Watch Ultra that would make me upgrade or even decide to buy that Apple Watch instead of the first gen. Because right now, you can get the first gen Apple Watch Ultra really cheap, around $600, $550 if you go buy used on eBay or other stores. You can find it refurbished, you can find it used or even new, but on a discount, it's a pretty good deal, trust me. But if you decide to go to the Ultra 2, the only thing you will encounter is the Series 9 SIP, which is much faster, but who actually needs a faster chip on an Apple Watch? And of course, the double tap feature and the 3000 nit brightness display. 2000 nits was bright enough, so more brightness, I don't know, if you are going too close to the sun, maybe. If you are an astronaut, if you go to like touch the sun, it makes sense, but why? And of course, in my opinion, the biggest feature is the double tap one. The double tap feature is really good. I've used the accessibility feature you can turn on any Apple Watch since the Apple Watch Series 6, I think. This accessibility feature is good. It works 95% of the time. This feature is only available on the Apple Watch Series 6 upwards, but it's really cool. If you turn on this feature called Assistive Touch, you will be able to use the double clench action, the clench action, the double tap action, and the tap action. So more actions than actually the double tap. But this will enable you to navigate through the system without using your other hand. This is for people that don't have two hands and only have one hand, or have no way to control the Apple Watch with their hands. It's a really good one, but it only works like 85% of the time, 80% of the time. So I do understand why Apple decided not to add it to the older Apple Watches, because maybe the hardware was not good enough to work 99.5, which is Apple's margin of error. So I understand why, I understand what Apple did, but I think that feature alone is probably worth it for some people. For me, it's still not worth it to upgrade, but trust me, in maybe 2 generations, 3 generations of not having it, it will start to hitch. Because I do believe that's the future of controlling the Apple Watch. I think that the future of the Apple Watch will be controlled by gestures, not by using your other hand. This is not that much intuitive because we have to use 2 hands for a very small device to use. While an iPhone this small or an iPhone bigger than that, like this size, you can control it with using only 1 hand. Like you can grab 2 iPhones at the same time and you can control the 2 iPhones with 2 ends. But if you have 2 Apple Watches on their 2 wrists, you have 2 wrists with the Apple Watch, you cannot control either. And that's a problem. So I understand why Apple did this. I understand what's the future with the Apple Watch. I see their vision. Trust me, Apple Vision Pro will be very big for future of the Apple ecosystem, and the Apple Watch is suffering the first consequences. So I do believe the future of the Apple Watch is going to be the double tap, the triple tap, 1 tap, the clench. All of these actions will be introduced on the next generation Apple Watches. I do believe the Apple Watch Series 9 and Ultra 2 will be the first generation only having the double tap feature. Maybe next year Apple will add the one tap feature. 2 years, 3 years from now, they will have double clench and the clench action. So in the whole scheme of things, it makes sense why Apple is doing this and understand what they are doing. So if double tap is a really cool feature for you, maybe just try it out on the older Apple Watches to see if you like it. Go into settings, go into excessive touch, turn it on and use it on the Apple Watch. I think it's a really cool one to understand, to see if you like it, to see if it's worth it for you. For me, totally, I loved it. But maybe for you, it's not easy to use, it's not intuitive. I don't know, go into settings, try it out, and let me know in the comments down below. But of course, I do believe the double tap feature is the deciding factor between upgrading for a Series 2 Ultra and keeping the first gen Apple Watch Ultra, or even if you are looking to buy a new Apple Watch and you're thinking, oh, I would like to buy an Ultra. Should I buy the first gen? Should I buy the second gen? Well, it's a very tough question. Do you value the double tap feature? Do you value the 3000 nit display? Do you value one more year of software upgrades? That's something you gotta decide. I do believe the Ultra 2 was a very, very small upgrade, but I think that most upgrades from now on will be very small. So I think Apple will be keeping doing this for the next future of Apple Watch, like adding some type of new exclusive feature, maybe adding some new colors in the future. That's it. So if you are looking to buy an Apple Watch right now and you have, I would say, $800, buy the Ultra 2. I think the double tap feature is worth it alone. But if you are not that type of people, you are that type of people that are looking always for the best value for their money. Well, I do believe that the Ultra 2 is still the best value for its money. For the last year, I've been very happy. Still, 100% of battery health after 1 year is crazy. Like, it's truly crazy. The battery life is really good still, 2 days. It's still the same design, the titanium frame, the sapphire display. You can use the same bands, they haven't changed the band system like it was rumored. So the Apple Watch Ultra 1 still has like 90%, 95% of the features of the Apple Watch Ultra 2. But I think it's missing the most important one, and that's double tap. But if you don't value that, maybe it's worth it for you to spend like $300 less, save that money, and buy the Apple Watch Ultra, first gen, used, refurbished, whatever you want to do. If you want to buy it new, and the difference is only like $100, I would say pay the extra and go for the Apple Watch Ultra 2. That watch, even though the 3000 nit brightness display is a gimmick, even though the S9 chip fastness is also a gimmick, I do believe that the double tap is worth the $100 alone. So let me know in the comments down below which one would you prefer. I've also read some comments that said that in their respective countries, the Apple Watch Ultra 2 is cheaper than the Apple Watch Ultra 1 because of the price difference that Apple actually adjusted the prices outside of the US. It happened on my country. The iPhone 15 Pro Max right here, the base model 15 Pro Max, these ones right here, this is the white titanium, this is the natural titanium. These two now cost 130 euros less in my country. So these phones cost 1630 euros before, now they are costing 1500. So it's a pretty good price reduction. 130 euros is like 10% price reduction. While on the Ultras, we also saw a 10% price reduction from 1000 euros to 900. So if in your country the Apple Watch Ultra 1 is actually more expensive, or at least the same price on the used market as the Apple Watch Ultra 2 with the new adjusted prices, then it's a no-brainer. Go for the Ultra 2 because trust me, that double tap feature will be the future of the Apple Watch. So let me know in the comments down below which Apple Watch do you own right now? Do you want to upgrade for a new Apple Watch? And of course, do you think that the Apple Watch Ultra 2 will be a bestseller on the Apple Watch lineup, or do you think it's too small of an upgrade to be justifiable and you just should buy the Apple Watch first gen Ultra 1? So let me know all of that in the comments below. As for me, I've loved the Apple Watch Ultra first gen for last year so much. This is an incredible, incredible product. And I won't be selling it, I won't be trading it, I will be keeping it for one more year. And let's see next year what Apple does, if they convince me to upgrade or not. This is a very expensive watch, but it's still really, really good. And I think it's totally worth it to buy an Apple Watch Ultra over the other models. The battery life lasts double. The battery health doesn't degrade half as much as the other Apple Watch models. And of course, they are more resistant, premium. There are only advantages to buying this Apple Watch. The only disadvantage, it's maybe the size and the bulk. If you don't have big wrists, maybe this is not the Apple Watch for you. Other than that, they have better displays, better battery life, better battery health endurance, better materials, more features. Oh my god, I haven't even talked about all of the SOS features that the Apple Watch Ultra has implemented, the Compass app, the new Compass, the new system for the GPS 2.0, the new like SOS siren, the new speaker system. It's also incredible. There are so many features that I've not talked about, but I also have several reviews of the Apple Watch Ultra. So if you're going to my channel, you can go and check them out where I talked about in detail on all the features and my experience with it. So do not forget to subscribe to my channel and drop a like down below. You don't miss all my videos, especially the full review of the iPhone 15 Pro Max, 15 Pro Max in natural titanium. I have bought two iPhone 15 Pro Max to review. This one is my own iPhone, this one is to return, but still, I will be doing a full iPhone 15 Pro Max review shot on iPhone 15 Pro Max. So if you are excited for that, subscribe to the channel. No further ado, thank you guys for watching. This has been Tech Simmer talking to you here. Bye bye.